Okay. So, let's talk about your first graded interview, which you will be doing in class on February 28th. So remember, next Monday, no class. The following Monday, everyone will be doing their first graded interview in class. Each interview is worth 10 points. 10 points. The first thing I'm going to do is tell you, bless you, who your interviewing partner is. Yes, please. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you who your interview partner is.
Interviewer and interviewee.
Yep. For this assignment, each person will be the client once and the interviewer once. Then you will switch roles, okay? So one person will be the client while the other person does the interview. As soon as you're done, you're going to switch roles, okay? Bless you. For this interview, I will allow you to have the script in front of you because I'm a nice woman. This is the only time I will allow you to have the script in front of you, but I do it in an effort to ease what is usually your anxiety, okay? So, you will be allowed for this first interview to have the written script in front of you. Each person, when they are the client, is going to have one simple, let me say that again, one simple problem that they are going to be presenting as their problem. You are not going to be a crack addict, 3 kids, who just got taken away by DCYF, a hellhole under the sewer in Providence, and you were beaten as a child. Oh, get it? Okay, because remember,
10 minutes.
remember, your partner is going to get to be a client. So be kind to one another. One simple problem. For example, don't use this example either.
Oh, no, you did.
I go to school full-time and I work full-time. I'm feeling stressed. Simple.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Simple. One simple, if you will, problem. Okay? I'll give you some examples, seriously. I'm getting divorced. I work 2 jobs and I'm stressed. I got a call from my child's teacher today. He's acting out in school. I just found out I'm being laid off. I just moved to Rhode Island. I have no family or friends here. I feel isolated. Okay? Something simple, all right? Something simple. Now, it also really doesn't matter what your problem is, so to speak, because you're going to be following a script for this interview, okay? Question?
Can it be like a financial problem?
It can be any kind of a problem as long as it's a simple problem, okay? That you're not going to throw the other person for a loop.
Would like death be too bad?
I just lost my grandmother. She passed away from cancer after 2 years of being sick, okay? One student, my goldfish died and I'm really busted up. Right, that, you know, that's not going to cut it because your partner's going to stop laughing. Right? So, I mean, do you know what I'm saying? This is really, this is a learning experience, okay? It's not like a comedy show. It's not like to give your partner a hard time. It's a learning experience, okay? So you're going to pick one simple problem. Each person is going to have their own problem. You can, ahead of time, practice. You can practice from the time I tell you, well, after class, who your partner is until the time that interview begins. I do not care. You can practice all day, all night for the next week if you choose.
We don't have.
Okay? You can sit down and you can say, here's what I'm going to say to you. I just lost my job and I'm really stressed. Okay? You can tell the other person, your partner, what your problem is. You can practice. I encourage you to. Okay? Eventually that's not going to happen, but for purposes of this first interview, you can practice. You can have it down to a minutia. Okay?
Will we have the same partners for all of our
No,
interviews?
you will not.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
Okay? So let me start by telling you who your partner is. If you are absent, remember, according to the syllabus and my course policies, if you are absent, there is no opportunity to make up. If your partner is absent on the evening of the interview, I am your partner, but I'm
Oh,
nice.
no.
I'm really nice. So that shouldn't, be a source of stress for you. If your partner's not here, you still succeed, okay? You're not going to be held, liable, obviously, okay? Yes.
Did I make it onto your roster?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Just making sure.
Okay, so here's who the partners are. John A., and if you don't know who the other person is, just like a little flag wave, do something. John A. and Matt Z. Okay, everybody, you know that?
John.
Matt's over here, John. Okay, Kayla A. and Bethany B. Give a little shout out. Okay. Exactly. Tim A. and Nelsie R. Okay, Nelsie is not here. Okay, Tim, hold on. Let's see. Okay, it could be that people dropped from my roster last week when I did this, so we'll see. So hold on, Tim. Okay, Megan B. and Robert P.
Where's Megan?
Okay,
Over here.
Oh, okay.
okay. Michael C. and Kristen P. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This is over
Oh,
here.
not me, sorry.
Okay, right here. Okay, Josie and Nicholas. Okay, Josie, Nicholas is in the back. Lucy F. and Sharon N. Okay. Mark F. and Amanda M. Okay. Okay. Kelly G. and Laura M. Okay. Susan G. and Stephanie M. Okay.
Oh, over here.
Susan and Stephanie's over here. Okay. And Julia I. and Shannon M. Okay, right here. And Lori J. and Richard M. Okay. So Tim, moi. I am your partner. Okay, that's okay. Okay? So we'll talk after class. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Sometime between the end of class tonight and obviously the 28th, you are going to get together with your partner. I don't care how you do it. That's up to you. That's your responsibility. You're going to tell the person what problem you're going to choose. Okay? And then you're going to practice your interview.
We're not gonna do that day in class.
You are going to do it in class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to find out where you missed.
Oh, no, you can do it over the phone. You can do it.
It has to be like that?
Well, if you want to practice, it does. Yeah. I mean, if you want to do a cold turkey, go for it. Okay, so here's what you're going to do, folks, in terms of direction, okay? Listen up, okay, please. On page 69 in the Hatfield book, page 69 in the Hatfield book, it talks about applying the skills practice interview. At the bottom of page 69, you'll see beginning the interview. You're going to read that. Page 70 tells you in narrative form what you're going to be doing in terms of skill demonstration. And page 71. Okay, so you're going to be familiar with those three pages, 69, 70, and 71. The script you are going to use for your interview is on page 72. You can have this in front of you, you can write it on index cards, you can do it without anything in front of you, it's really up to you. But I don't have a problem with you having this in front of you.
You follow that like exactly, you say that.
Exactly,
the word?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Now, let me just tell you from the get-go, it's going to feel unnatural, it's going to feel and sound very choppy, okay? You're not being evaluated on continuity, you're being evaluated on skill demonstration. So all I'm asking you to do is follow this script. Truthfully, I don't care how it feels to you, okay? Because I'm not evaluating you on that. Over time, there will be more continuity. For this first interview, it's going to feel choppy, it's gonna feel like ridiculous, okay? Because this is what, and I'm gonna demonstrate it for you, okay? But literally, this is the script you're gonna follow, okay? What you are going to be evaluated on, and this is what I'm not sure if you have in your book or not. If someone can look quickly in the back of the book. Oh, actually you do, I'm not sure what page it is. Remember, points up here. Page 73 in your book. Okay? This is what I am going to use to grade you for your interview. So I will complete this form and hand it back to you with your grade. Okay? If you look on, let me find it. Hang on one second. If you go back to page 70 in your book, you are going to demonstrate your ability to collect the information, meaning you ask or you do exactly what's on that script. If you do exactly what's on that script, you will have earned yourself the maximum number of points for collecting the information. And it is, according to your form, 2 points, okay? So collecting the information means that you have your script and you do all 4 components on this script. You do all 4 components, you earned yourself 2 points, okay? Yep.
Are you gonna videotape that you said?
We're going to get to that in a second. Yeah? Okay. I am going to be looking for, and you'll see on the evaluation form, I'm going to grade you for your attending skills, meaning your body position, your eye contact. Okay? If you forget what your attending skills are, read the Hatfield book. Okay? And it tells you right on page 70 in case you do forget. Okay? You're also going to be graded 1 point for authenticity, meaning how genuine do you appear? Okay? Authenticity, that's in the book. You're going to be graded on response to content. All you have to do for this first interview is demonstrate response to contact, response to emotion, and open-ended questions. You have to demonstrate each of those skills once. So you have to respond to content once. You have to respond to emotion once, and you have to ask 1 open-ended question. The open-ended question is in your script, so you don't even have to worry about that, okay? If you forget what response to content is, it tells you right here, you have to either paraphrase, mirror, or reflect. If you forget what those are, look in the Hatfield book because it will tell you, or look at your lecture notes from last week, okay? You have to respond to emotion 1 time, and you have to ask 1 open-ended question. If you do all of that, you will have earned yourself 10 points. When you get this form back from me, it's going to have, trust me, I take correcting seriously, okay? I spend literally hours correcting, okay? Because my job is not to just say, oh yeah, he did this, check, 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 2 points. My job, I believe, is to give you written feedback, okay? So you're gonna get this form back, and it's gonna have notes in here. All of these are gonna have notes for you, okay? Your specific feedback, okay? On the bottom, you'll have some suggestions from me around what I'm looking for from you individually the next time around, okay? No one has ever, you know, I mean, unless you don't show up, obviously, no one has ever not gotten, I mean, 80s, 90s, it's not unusual for students to get 10s out of the gate, okay? If you do what I'm telling you to do, okay? If you don't, you're gonna just get some, you know, some feedback around what you did that maybe got you half a point or off a point, okay? I'm gonna give you specific feedback, but if you do what I'm asking you to do, and what I'm teaching you to do, there's no reason you shouldn't be successful.
When I get nervous, like in front of a bunch of people, I start stuttering.
Okay,
Will that take?
okay.
Don't
Let
worry
me
about
just
it, I'll
tell
be
you a
there.
couple of things, okay? Just about that. People, we talked the second week of class around your comfort level in front of the class, okay? Some of you have a higher comfort level, some of you have a less comfortable level, okay? In my course policies, I have a policy around I will not tolerate ridicule, sarcasm, laughter, etc., etc. I am telling you now, I mean, I know I have a good sense of humor and I use it. I'm telling you now, I will not tolerate anything that even comes close to that. So if you are sharing with us as a class that that's a challenge for you, we're going to tolerate that. If it takes you 10 times, it takes you 10 times. We're not going anywhere. We've got all night that night. Conversely, for some of you, when you're nervous, you laugh, okay? You giggle. I get it. I understand that. I've seen it 100 times before. If that happens, I will say to you, not a problem. Take a minute. Start again when you're ready. This is a supportive learning environment. I'm serious about this. You can tell by my body language and by my tone of voice, right? I'm serious. I'm passionate about this, okay? This is a learning environment, okay? I have actually had students be so nervous that they cried. That's not what this is about. That's not my intention, okay? But if you're nervous, however you react is how you react. This is a supportive environment. The most I'm going to say is start again. Or if I really see you struggling, I'm going to say, why don't we come back to you? And that's my cue to you to take a break, sit down, gather yourself, and we're going to do it again, okay? This is a learning environment. It's not designed to torture you, to make you uncomfortable, okay? This is what we're going to be doing. This is skill development, okay? So whatever your, you know, comfort level is, whether it's up here or it's down here, we're in it together, okay? So I appreciate you letting me know that, letting your colleagues know that, your peers know that. And I mean, everybody's coming up front, okay? Everybody's doing it, okay?
I was just gonna ask, I mean, during a true assessment, I mean, you're gonna like take notes, can we at least have a piece of paper during this?
If that makes you feel comfortable this time around, that's fine, okay? That's fine.
How we're going forward, like at the other ones, you gonna want us to memorize everything?
When you, yeah, you will, but we'll get to that,
Okay.
yeah. By the second time, you're gonna memorize this script, but it's not a lot to memorize.
So I mean, like to write things down, like so you can prepare yourself into saying like a mirroring question or something like that, like
For this,
for like any of the interviews.
no, then the second time, you're not gonna have anything in front of you.
We can't write down nothing.
Well, I
But we'll come to that, let's get through the first
What
one,
about that
all right?
one?
Listen, we're gonna build, this is about building on success, folks, okay? We're gonna build on success. Give yourselves more credit than you already are, I can already tell. But and it happens all the time, all right? And then I sit there and I go, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of these students. I like get all choked up and I wanna cry because I'm proud of you because you put a lot of work into it,
Well,
right?
with the assessment though, you'd be working with, like, I have the assumption that you'd work with clients somewhere, you have people come in for assessment. So what's like, is it like every institution's different? Would you have it that you just speak to them and when they go, then write your assessment, and the next one comes in?
For purposes of this assignment, what I'm trying to teach you is the communication skills piece, okay? We're gonna do, the whole second semester is about assessment skills, and we will do an assessment where you will take notes and so forth, but for this assignment, this is interview skills.
So we're trying to build this up?
Exactly, this is interview skills, that's what we're practicing here. We're not at the assessment piece yet, okay? When we do the assessment assignment, you'll definitely be taking
Oh,
notes,
okay.
but that's a separate assignment.
Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
I do like you.
That makes sense, it's a natural thing, that makes sense.
I feel like if I feel like everyone's gonna be watching me, then I'm gonna be nervous about like everyone focusing on me, and I'm not gonna be focusing on her. What she's saying.
You are actually, because you're gonna be sitting here, and you're only gonna be looking at this person. I'm not asking you to make contact with the audience, you're gonna be focused on this person. The worst that happens, seriously, the worst that happens, if you feel like you tripped up, you go, oh, can I start again? Of course you can, and you start again. Seriously, it's a learning experience, it really is, it's a learning experience, okay? You know, you all know what your strengths and, you know, your little sort of quirks are. You know, we all have them, okay? We all have them. The worst that happens, you start again, okay? But here's what you're gonna do. Oops, hang on.
When I get nervous, I shake.
Okay,
So my leg might start going or my hand.
here's what's gonna happen is if you, trust me, if you're here and you're nervous, this is what you're gonna do. Because you're gonna go, oh, I'm shaking my leg. Seriously, trust me on this, guys, trust me, okay?
Remember that,
Trust me.
there's non-judgmental people on this
This is
show.
what's gonna happen. Remember I said I'm a jiggler? Students get up and this is what I see them do. You know, first of all, I mean, you probably haven't looked at the textbook material in terms of these skills since you read it, okay? What I'm telling you to do between now and then is go back, read the skills I'm looking for. You know what I'm looking for. I'm telling you what I'm looking for. If you're doing this, okay, and even if you do it through the whole interview, the worst that's gonna happen is I'm gonna give you some feedback that says, I noticed that you jiggled your leg or whatever, you know, please make an attempt to keep both feet flat on the floor. That's the worst that's gonna happen, you're not gonna fail.
Oh, you don't take points off?
No, you're not gonna fail, okay? But look at, in the book, the attending skills, okay? It's gonna tell you what I'm looking for, okay?
Yeah, as far as start, rather than start over, if you could pick up from where you screwed up, is that fine?
Fine, fine.
If you realize you did something wrong and you didn't overcome it?
Yep,
fine.
yep. As long as you give me what I'm looking for, 20 ways to Sunday,
Fine.
yep.
In terms of like the response to emotion, would that, like in our notes, we talked about like letting them know like you understand. Would that be something like you saying, I'm really sorry that that happened to you kind of thing?
No, here's what I'm looking for. The person says, I just lost my job and I'm feeling stressed. Response to emotion. I hear you say you're feeling stressed.
Oh, okay.
Okay? If you want to get all kinds of creative, you could say, I hear you say you're feeling stressed. When you say stressed, what does that mean for you? You don't have to do that, okay? But that's just another example for you of a response to emotion.
You want one open-end question, one closed?
No, one open-ended question,
Yep.
okay? It's right on, again, right on
If you follow-
pages
if you follow the
69 to
script.
72. If you follow the script, you're gonna hit it, you're gonna nail it.
Well, my question is, if you ask one open-end question, and you need to paraphrase and respond to an emotion,
Yeah? Okay,
how do you do that with one question?
you're open. So here's here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna follow the script exactly, okay? So, let me just kind of play it out for you, okay? The client, first of all, there are gonna be 2 chairs that we're gonna get from another room, or maybe these chairs if I can lower them, okay? But there are gonna be 2 chairs up here with no barrier between you. The chairs are gonna be at a slight angle, okay? The interviewer is going to greet the client, and the client's gonna be at the door. So Tim, could you just help me and be my client? Okay, Tim's the client, okay? I'm the interviewer. As soon as you start, am looking for you to have open body language. Remember the attending skills, authenticity. Look in your book, I'm telling you, seriously,
Handshake.
look in your book, okay? I'm going to be looking for open body language, relaxed, slight smile, all of the things we talked about, they're all in your book. I'm going to be looking for a nice, confident walk, okay? I'm going to be looking for a nice handshake, slight smile. Hi, my name's Cheryl Patneaude. You Tim?
Yes.
Hi, Tim. Please come in. Okay?
Ouch.
Tim's going to come in. I'm going to offer him a seat. I'm going to tell you ahead of time which seat you're going to choose, okay? Because he's going to depend on the camera. We'll get to that in a second. Okay? All right? So Tim's going to sit down. Okay? Tim's going to sit down here. I'm the interviewer. Okay? And I say, hi, let me tell you again. My name is Cheryl Patneaude, and I'll be doing an interview with you today. Now, you can read off the script if you'd like. After the interview, I'll be passing the information to my treatment team, and they'll decide which person in the agency will be most helpful to you. I need to get as much information as possible during this interview, Tim. Do you have any questions before we begin? Okay. Now, I want you to establish a little rapport before you jump right into it, okay? So maybe when Tim comes in and we sit down, I do a little chit-chat, and I say, so, how were the directions? Did you have any trouble finding us? Okay. Oh, I noticed that it's lighter later. That gives me such hope that spring's coming. How has your winter been? You know, or just something to kind of break the ice. Just a little chit-chat, okay? A smidge, little chit-chat, okay? Kind of to, you know, put the person at ease, okay? Then you start with the narrative that I just read, where it says introduction.
Okay.
So Tim, now I'm going to choose one of these questions, one of the presenting problems. I'm going to choose one of those questions. There are 4 listed. So I'm going to say, so Tim, now on this script, what I don't care for, and I didn't write the book, so I'm going to just tell you, I don't care for you to say what kind of problem brings you here today, just a negative connotation. I would rather have you say, so Tim, what brings you here today? Or, so Tim, how can I help you today? Tim, can you describe to me the reason that you're here, as opposed to the problem? Try to avoid that word problem, okay? Just because it has a negative connotation. It makes you feel bad already, okay? All right? So Tim's going to say to me,
Valentine's Day, feeling
Valentine's Day and you're feeling lonely. So what I hear Tim saying is that it's Valentine's Day and you're feeling lonely. Is that right? Okay. I've just responded to emotion and I've just reflected what he said. Okay, so I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay? Okay? I'm not going to say, oh, I'm sorry to hear it makes you feel lonely. What about Valentine's Day makes you feel lonely? Have you ever felt lonely before? We're not there, okay? So that's what I'm going to say. Then, here's where it feels really just disjointed, okay? Because Tim says, say the problem again, Tim.
Valentine's Day, feeling lonely.
Okay, so Tim, what I hear you saying is that it's Valentine's Day today and you're feeling lonely. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me something about your family? That's what you're going to say next. Seriously, you're following the script, okay? Right? You're following the script. Eventually, over time, I'm going to say to Tim, and you're going to say in your second and in your third interviews, there's going to be more continuity. I'm not looking for that, okay? I'm not looking for that. So that feels disjointed, right? So it's like, sorry for your problem. So anyway, let me tell you about my problem, right? So you're lonely anyway, yeah, whatever. So can you tell me something about that? Seriously, that's what you're going to do next, okay? All right? So, can you tell me something about your family?
My mother's a piano teacher.
Okay, so Tim, I hear you saying that your mom's a piano teacher? Okay, great. Tim, have you ever been to counseling before? Okay, right? Disjointed. Okay, I don't care about his mother. I don't care she's a piano teacher. I'm following a script. Okay? Tim, have you ever been to counseling before?
No.
No, okay, so you've never been to treatment before? Okay, okay. Tim, before we finish, is there anything else that you think I should know? No, okay. Well, Tim, I appreciate your time. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. Done, you're done.
You want it short and
Literally,
sweet.
short and sweet. This should not take more than like,
5 minutes.
not, really, it's quick. Follow the script, that's all I'm looking for. Don't give me more, okay? Don't give me more. Don't give me less either, don't give me more.
No, I have confusion.
Shh, let's listen up, folks, everything's important.
You want open-ended questions, but they're kind of like.
The open-ended question that you asked is, so what brings you here today? That's an open-ended question, okay?
You want like short and sweet answers.
Yep,
You just want,
yes, oh yes, I'm sorry, yes, I want your responses to be short and sweet, okay? I don't want it to be, so, well, what brings me here today is when I was 2, and then when I turned 7, okay, we don't care, all right? We don't care right now. Right, it's not a dialogue, this is not a
The
dialogue,
whole thing is just
okay?
gonna be awkward.
It's gonna be awkward, hang
I
on.
know it's kind of odd, but, so you said after, like, you did the, so what I hear you saying is, you did that twice? Should we do that?
I did it twice just because
Yeah,
I did.
but, like-
No, you only have to do it once. If you do it twice, that's fine.
Okay.
But you only have to demonstrate each of the skills one time.
Okay.
For the second interview, you're gonna demonstrate each skill 2 times. And guess how many times for the third time? 3. Good job, okay? So for this time, once. If you do it more than once, and again, some of you are going to be stronger, if you will, in your skills than others. That's because some of you have more experience in human service than others. It doesn't mean you're gonna get extra points and someone's not, okay? All right, I mean, we shouldn't be surprised by that. We're all at different skill levels based on our experience, okay? In the back.
Oh, no, I just was a little confused. When you paraphrase or mirror, is that responding to the content or to the emotion?
That's responding to content.
That's to the content.
Yes,
So-
responding to emotion is when you give me an emotion word, I respond to the emotion word.
Okay, so
Okay.
when did you respond to emotion there, for example?
He said, it's Valentine's Day and I'm feeling a
So when
little
you
lonely.
repeated it.
Exactly. So I sort of killed 2 birds with one stone because I mirrored what he said and I responded to the emotion. I
So you
didn't
can do
blow
that.
over the emotion word. I didn't change it and say, oh, so you're feeling sad because it's Valentine's
I was
Day.
like counting.
No, he said lonely, and I said lonely. Don't change the emotion word either. Make sure you use the same emotion word that the client gives you, okay? So as the client, you know what you have to do to sort of feed the interviewer and vice versa, okay? So, work, that's why I say work with one another. One second, Josie, and then,
I have a question regarding the icebreaker part.
Yeah.
Like if you run out of words, like when I get nervous, I tend to giggle or I forget English and Spanish. Like I just freeze. So
for
can
the
you just
icebreaker
say-
part, it's not anything
Can you
more
just
than.
offer coffee? Oh, you want coffee or water or something?
Right, it could be,
If I-
for the
like, if I
icebreaker
don't-
part, really, I'm just looking for just a smidge of chit chat, because that's what's natural, right? You go to the doctor's office, he doesn't come in right away and say undress. He usually says hi, how are you, what's going on today, right? It's a little chit chat, right? Okay, so even if it's, and I want you to say, please please sit down wherever you're comfortable, okay? I want you to use your manners. And, maybe I say, so, how was the traffic? I noticed it's 6 o'clock, how was the traffic, Tim? Did you watch the Grammys last night? Are you interested in music? Gee, I'm so excited today because it's 50 degrees. Something, a little chit chat, nothing, with nothing other than, again, superficial, chit chat, quick, break the ice.
I'm ready.
Okay? All right, that's what I like, confidence. Okay, here's another question.
When you responded to him and you said you mirrored and you responded to emotion, that counted as 2?
Yeah.
That counted the emotion and the mirroring?
Right, because you mirrored and you responded to the emotion. Now, what you're probably going to end up doing, you're probably going to end up just naturally doing it more than one time when or doing, you know, like, you might paraphrase and you might mirror. All I'm looking for is what I'm telling you. If you happen to do more, you know, based on your experience, your comfort level, okay, that's cool, that's great.
As long as you get what you
Okay,
want.
but as long as you give me what I'm telling you, that's all I'm looking for, okay? So, this is the format that you're gonna use, okay? Again, we're gonna flip. Now, these are going to be videotaped, okay? I have an old school VHS camera that I use, that the department lets me use, so I will set that up that evening. If you have your own video camera, what have you, who you do, bring it in. Find someone who will videotape it for you. I'm old. I have no interest in learning how to use your new fan. I couldn't even get the DVD to play tonight. I gotta believe me. Okay. So if you have Josie's videotapes lectures, okay. So she's got this cute little camera over here. She wants to use that to videotape her interview. She's gonna tell someone which button to push. Okay. Seriously. All right. So if you want to bring your own camera, I'm fine with that. Just find someone who you can say, when I start, you push whatever, okay? I'm not going to do that. I will videotape it VHS. You're then going to watch your interview. If you use the VHS, if you want to use that old school, okay, there is a VHS player in this room. There's one in every classroom here, so if you don't have one at home, you're going to watch your tape after the interview, and you're going to evaluate yourself. I'm going to give you a form for that in a minute, okay? So if you don't want to do anything other than have me videotape it for you, the only thing you need to do is buy a 99-cent VHS tape, one tape that you'll use through the semester. Walmart, seriously, 99 cents.
You say
CVS.
VHS, that
Everybody
big
has
one?
the big one.
See the big one?
It's your tape. It's your tape, okay? So if you do not have a camera you want me to use or what have you, I will be using the school's old school video camera. You need to provide a videotape, okay? You have to it has to be videotaped. So however you want that to happen,
Not the
it's got to be
following week,
videotaped.
right?
Yes,
Oh, the first time
the
we're
first
doing this?
time out of the
I got 2
gate.
weeks to get one?
Yes, yeah.
So
You got
we-
2
we
weeks to
won't
go to
see each other
Walmart
over the phone.
or CVS or whatever. Okay.
Now,
Now, after you are done with the interview, you are going to watch your videotape, and you are going to assess yourself. You are going to complete this form. Okay, so on the 28th, you're doing the interview. You will have your videotape at the end of that evening. Between February 28th and March 7th, you're going to watch your tape and complete this form. You're then, on March 7th, going to give me this form. That following week, I'm going to sit down with your form and my notes and grade you. So you have the opportunity to give me feedback based on your performance. So you're going to complete this, okay? So I'm going to hand these out now. Make sure you don't lose them. So everybody should take one of them.
So we give these back to you on the 7th, and that's when you give us a grade.
No, on the 7th, you give those back to me. I give you back your grade and your feedback on the 14th. Okay? Hang on, folks, there are still questions. Let's listen up, please, folks. Questions are important. Shh, shh, shh. Question.
Does the audience grade too, or you just grade?
No, I am the only one who grades, and you are the only one who grades yourself. Okay? The audience applauds. Okay?
I have a question, like,
Okay, listen up, folks. Couple more questions.
You
This
know what-
benefits everyone. Shh, shh, shh. Shh. Please, folks, quiet.
let's say like for like example, like for a real interview, like you know when you ask before to the client, did you watch the Grammy last night? How about if that person is coming like from a shelter, like he doesn't have a TV, like you
Yeah,
get
so maybe
upset,
they
like,
say, no, I don't have a TV. I mean,
but they
again,
get upset, like, oh, why are you asking me? Like, I don't have a TV.
That's
like,
not-
I'm from a shelter, whatever.
that could happen in the real world. That's not going to happen in the classroom. This is about cooperation, okay? So, you try to ask something that's neutral, something that's sort of benign. That's why usually the weather, traffic, parking, safe topics, okay?
Yeah, but I mean like in a real interview, like
Yeah,
you have
in
to
a
be
real,
careful, like
in a
what
real
type of
interview,
question.
yeah, of course you want to be careful about what you ask, you know, of course.
Can't know what she's saying on that.
Okay, what Josie asked was, you know, I said, for example, did you watch the Grammys last night? What if the client doesn't have a TV? We talked about, you know, being
Okay.
cultural sensitivity last week, okay? You know, in a real setting, of course, I'm gonna be careful about what I ask in terms of chit chat, okay? Just like, for example, I'm not going to pay the person a compliment, okay? Because that might be a boundary issue, okay? So the first time I meet you, I'm not gonna say to Tim, oh, Tim, I notice you're wearing a red sweater. By the way, happy Valentine's Day, okay? That might feel uncomfortable for him. I'm just meeting him out of the get-go. He's thinking, why is she looking at what I'm wearing, okay? I mean, there can be 100 things going on.
Or maybe
So
when
I'm
you
gonna
hear-
pay attention to balance, okay? I use the Grammy example just because I happen to use it, but safe topics for chit chat are things like, you know, the weather, traffic. Did you have any trouble finding us? Any trouble finding a parking place? Were the directions okay? Just something that's sort of safe, benign, just kind of break the ice, okay? All right, does that make sense? Okay, so everybody gets what they're doing, okay? So, the next time we meet, you're doing your interview, you can have the script in front of you. Each person will have one simple problem. You can practice from now until the 28th at 7 o'clock, okay? You're then going to switch roles. Everyone in the class is going that night, okay? Everyone's going that night. If you are not here, you do not get a grade for this, okay? So be here, no exceptions. Following the interview, you'll fill out your assessment of yourself. You'll give that to me on March 7th. On March 7th, I will then stop my correcting. On March 14th, you will get your written feedback with your grade back. Okay? Your grade is based on your feedback and mine as well. Okay? Everybody got that? Okay?
Not next week.
Self-assessment, March 7th.
The following week, everyone's doing their interview. It will be
And
videotaped.
when does this paper come into play?
That comes into place the
3 weeks
7th.
later?
Two weeks from tonight.
That's-
Or 3 weeks from
that's
tonight,
too much
yeah.
for me to think
Because you can't assess yourself until you do your interview. So you're gonna do your interview, then you're gonna complete that assessment that I just gave you.
Just to maybe give people an idea visually, is there like anything like a website or an assessment or something you think that we can just find on YouTube to like look at?
You know,
or-
Josie just asked that,
I'm
really?
sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah, no, she asked it at the break. The question is, you know, is there a site on YouTube or something? Honestly, you know, there's probably 100, but it's not anything close to what I'm looking for, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna look at that, it's gonna be way more than I'm looking for. All I'm looking for you to do is demonstrate the skills I told you. I'm looking for your attending skills, your authenticity, your, you know, that sense of genuineness. I'm looking for you to respond to content, meaning you paraphrase, mirror, or reflect once. I'm looking for you to respond to emotion once. I'm looking for you to ask an open-ended question. I'm looking for you to ask all those questions on the script. Period. That's it. Okay? You do that, you're good to go. And bring a videotape or camera, and then someone will push start or whatever for you. Yes.
Do we have to dress up?
No, you do not have to dress up. You will for the third one.
That's why it's like I've had an interview.
Good question. The third one you will, not for this one. Okay. Once again, folks, for the last time, okay? Here's what you're going to do. You are going to talk with your interview partner. You are each going to choose one simple problem. One will be the interviewer, one will be the client. You will then switch roles, okay? In terms of skill demonstration, you are going to follow this script. You can have it in front of you. You are going to demonstrate the skills that are reviewed on pages 69, 70, 71 in the Hatfield book. Okay, so basically, you are going to be graded on whether or not you ask all of the questions on the script, which is collecting the information. You're going to be graded on your attending and authenticity skills. Attending meaning eye contact, feet flat, hands flat, okay? Your body language, again, it's in the book. You're going to respond to content once, meaning you're going to mirror, paraphrase, or reflect once, okay? Response to content skills are mirroring, reflecting, paraphrasing, okay? Again, it's all in the Hatfield book. Review it. You're going to respond to emotion once, so make sure as the client you give the interviewer an emotion word. I'm stressed, I'm unhappy, I'm lonely, I'm ecstatic, I just won the lottery, whatever it is, okay? And you're going to ask one open-ended question, okay? The open-ended question can be, so what brings you here today? That's an open-ended question, okay? So, review the Hatfield book. It's all there. If you follow the script, if you pay attention to the pages I'm telling you to pay attention to, you will nail it. If you are not sure on pages 69, 70, 71 what that information is, look in the previous chapters. It's there. If you did your reading, this should sound familiar to you.
I'm just confused.
Okay, last question. I mean, another question, I'm sorry.
I'm just confused about the tape. Do we bring a blank tape?
If
The day of the interview?
Yes, yes. The day of the interview, you are bringing either a VHS tape, which means I'm taping it for you, and you will leave with your VHS tape, and you will watch your VHS tape. If you do not want to use a VHS tape, and you have a little camera like Josie's, for example, you will bring your camera, as I'm sure Josie will, and Josie's going to say to somebody, when I go up, all you need to do is push record, and someone's going to push record, and it's going to get recorded for her, okay?
Someone has a
So this
laptop.
is her little camera, okay? If you want to bring one,
Is
if you want to bring a camera, seriously, if you want to bring a camera like this, you bring a camera, okay? If you do not, you will buy a 99-cent VHS tape, the big old school Uncle tape. You'll use that tape for the semester. Your 3 interviews will be on that tape, okay? You'll watch it with your family, your friends. Don't record your soaps over it. Okay, does that make sense about the videotaping? Does that answer the question? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's either bringing a VHS tape or a video camera with a tape. But it will be recorded that evening. Your interview will be recorded. Okay? Other questions?
No.
Yes. Yeah, mercy on Valentine's Day.
I brought you chocolate. I have mercy every day. Okay? So any other questions?
No.
Because I'm not going to start talking about values because I have one right now. No, kidding. All right, let me just give you this. Okay? 2 things, folks, seriously. Just a little, 2 little minimal tasks I want you to do between now and the next class, okay? Now and the next class. The first thing I want you to do, on your own, by yourself, you're not going to share it with anyone in the class, okay? This is a self-assessment that I want you to do, and this is basically going to give you an assessment of your communication skills right now, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to complete this assessment on your own, privately. I want you to bring it back to class the next time we meet. After the interviews are done, I'm going to then give you sort of a legend, if you will, or a key to this assessment, so that you're going to sit with your assessment And when I tell you based on XYZ responses, I'm gonna be able to identify for you what your communication style is. That's then gonna give you some feedback around what to work on over the course of the semester, okay? So all I'm asking you to do is complete this, that's it. We'll do the next step. Your information will be private, I'll just be giving general responses, okay? So everyone needs to take one of these and complete it between now and the 28th.
I was
The
not
other
able to
thing-
get through the, that, not sue you stuff. I couldn't get it.
What's that?
That paper you first gave us.
Tara's.
Careful.
What, HIPAA? For
No,
tonight?
no, we first started.
I gave you a paper not to
Policy,
sue me?
the policy
Oh.
that I read.
Oh, the contract.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, I'll help you with that. Okay, here's the other thing I want you to do in preparation for the values and conflict. Values and conflict. Oh my gosh.
It's time for us to go.
The values and culture lecture, okay, which is next on our syllabus. I want you to take this little assessment. Again, this is something you're going to do on your own. You're not sharing this information, okay? This is just a little sort of values clarification exercise I want you to do just for yourself, okay? And answer it honestly. I'm not going to take this, I'm not going to collect it. I just want you to do this for you to get a sense of kind of where you are in terms of your values with particular situations that are presented to you, okay? This is going to be sort of the foundation for our values lecture, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
She wasn't here.
Oh.
I want you to do those two things, okay? Between now and the 28th.
I'll be in the house.
Another question?
No,
Okay.
no. Yeah, today.
Okay, is everyone good to go? All right, seriously. Do not distress over this assignment. I know it's easier said than done, okay? If you are like dying over this, please call me so I can reassure you. I don't want anyone like stressed to the max, okay? Pass out on the floor.
That's my number. So when it gets closer
Okay, have a
to the
good
time you
week.
can call me, so we can just like talk it, you know?
All right, let me just give you my number.
I'm not bringing my cell phone, I'm Yeah, don't call me this weekend, I should. I never take my cell phone when I go on. Because I'm tempted to check my email, check my email, check it out.
Yeah, so
That's my
email you at first. I'll email you at first to let you know what the problem is.
Okay.
And then when the time gets closer, you can call me. I'll call you as well.
Okay. All right.
No. Do you want one or do you want coffee?
Oh, can I just say one other thing, folks? Can I just say one other thing? Sorry.
Do you want to get together? It don't matter.
Okay, one other, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot to mention this. The other thing I do not want you to do, when you pick a problem, do not pick a real problem to you. Okay? So if, for example, your mother committed suicide, your problem is not going to be, my mother committed suicide. I do not want you to use a problem that is real to yourself. Okay? I'm sorry I forgot to say that. Make it up. Okay? All right? Just for a whole bunch of reasons, okay? But just don't do it. Okay? Thank you.
I told everyone